Hi everyone, today I'm talking about something really important that I think that needs to get shared out a little bit and talk about it because it's really important to us all that are investing in the stock market. And I'm talking about 5 stocks that are saving the market right now. Now I'm going to break this down a bit before I get onto that and just talk about what I mean by the 5 stocks that are saving the market. So at the moment we had a good start to the year to about January. We had a dip, we went back up, we had another dip. And since then, the market has kind of gone up slightly. Definitely the tech stocks have been saving the market big time. But if you look at the Dow hasn't fully recaptured the gains that it lost earlier in the market. And that's a couple of reasons why, and that's what we're going to go into a little bit. Now, there's a couple of really important markets in the S&P. And when all these markets combine together to actually go positive, we actually have a really good market. And if we don't have the financials and the tech, we basically struggle to get good gains in the market. Now at the moment we've definitely had the tech side, but the financial side, it hasn't been there. Industrials and energy are important. If we have them two as well pulling along with the financials and the tech, then we have a really good bull market. But we'll tell a bull market, we only really need the financials and the tech, they're the biggest part. And if we look at the financials at the moment, they're doing terrible. Most of the bank stocks have done terrible this year so far, really underperforming, and in my opinion, a bit surprising as well, because if you look at Goldman Sachs, they've had, the last quarter was actually a pretty good quarter. They beat a lot of the numbers by quite a fair chunk. But even though they beat the numbers by quite a fair chunk, the stock hasn't really gained anything this year. It's gone down quite a bit, which I'm sure I'll put a chart on somewhere around here just so you can see. So the financials aren't supporting the market, and when we need them financials and them techs to come together and we can carry on with that bull market. We can't just carry on just having the tech pulling the market up. The financials itself actually account for 14% of the market. We have the industrials, which is 9%. And energy is 6%, so that of the S&P this is. So the financials are 14% of the S&P, the industrials are 9%, the energy is 6%. So as we can see, financials do play a big part at 14%, and altogether that's roughly about 30% that these 3 sectors alone make up of the S&P. So it's really important that we have all them pulling together. But the biggest part by far is tech, and tech is about 25%. So with tech being 25%, all these sectors together make 55% of the S&P. So you can see tech 40%, tech 25% and financials 40%. Big chunk of the S&P, so we need these two to pull together, and when we get them sectors pulling together, we do get a good, nice bull market with the industrials and energy there as well. That'll also help things quite a lot. But if we have a day where the financials are up and tech are up, always a good sign. That helps keep that market in the green and stop any sort of pullbacks. Now, because we haven't had really this at all, the industrials, energy, we've been relying on the tech. And in the tech, basically there's a couple of stocks that have saved the market from going down quite a bit, and them stocks are called the FANG stocks with 2 A's. It used to be just FANG, but now it's FAANG, so the FANG stocks. The stocks in here really have helped pull the market up. So these stocks that we have to thank are Facebook, which actually started off pretty poor because of the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which was a good opportunity to buy if you did buy in there. Unfortunately, I was already invested in Facebook, so I just kind of like lost and I went back up and made no money. But if you weren't in Facebook and then you invested in Facebook and sold shares or still hold them, you've done really well there. We've got Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. So all these stocks have pretty much done really well. Facebook, like I say, with Cambridge. Amazon, in my opinion, a little bit overvalued now, but good stock. Apple has done had a pretty good year overall, even though I'm not such a big fan of Apple. Netflix, in my opinion, a little bit overvalued, but has done well. And Google, which has also had a pretty good year so far, which is a stock that I actually want to get in. So we've got these 5 stocks that have pretty much pulled up the market, and they actually account for 84% of the S&P gains so far this year. 84% of the gains are because of these 5 stocks, which is kind of crazy. I think that if we put Microsoft in there as well, that would probably be another big part of it. I think we would be pushing into the 90s there. So 5 stocks have been responsible for the gains in the S&P. So it's okay having these 5 stocks pushing the market up, but we can't rely on them. We need the financials to pull up. So it's something that we really need to be watching on when you see how them financials do. They are, in my opinion, slightly undervalued, but we need them to come around so we can get the stock market pulling up, something that we need to watch. If this keeps just going up, then we're going to be in a bit of a problem, and we could have a bit of a scary time if the tech stocks are the only ones that just keep going up. Then yeah, we're going to have a couple of problems. So I thought it was a good thing to point out how much relying on these stocks, how important them stocks are, probably how important it is to probably invested in probably one of these stocks, potentially 2. I'd add Microsoft onto this list as well. That's where I'm in. I'd like to get into this one at some point. But I thought it was just something really important to talk about today, guys. I am going to be talking a little bit more about some individual stocks in the next video. But I thought this was just a good lesson to be just sharing out there on YouTube today. So guys, give the video a like, and I'll see you on the next video.